Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm welcoming myself back to my channel. I have been MIA for a little while, under good circumstances. So I have some big news for you guys. Me and my partner, we are finally pregnant. And actually, I am going into my 4th month of pregnancy now. Today I'm actually 14 weeks. I took this time off of my channel to kind of get my thoughts together and to really focus on a healthy early start to my pregnancy and give myself time to really figure out how I wanted to come on here and announce it to everyone and put it out there for everyone to see. So my last videos were kind of explaining our infertility journey. Luckily, the cycle that I got pregnant, we had no fertility medications, nothing like that. It was all natural. So I do want to go over that a little bit in this video. And I do have wrote down here some notes of what I want to share and what's to come here on my channel. So to start off, I got pregnant in the month of October. My last period was October 1st to October 7th, and I do have anywhere from 32 to 34 day cycles. So what I did differently the month of October, to tell you the truth, I relaxed. I know when I used to get advice from people to just relax and it will happen, don't worry about it, I used to think easier said than done, and how can you just give somebody information like that? I felt like I was so obsessed with wanting to have a baby, and it kind of really consumed me, and fertility can do that for sure, especially after trying for 4.5 years like me and my partner were. So yeah, I just relaxed. I really took time to get into a good mind space, so my mental stability. I was going out and doing more activities that I enjoyed, whether it be going out for walks, going with friends, going shopping at the mall, going out with family and going to dinners or brunches, things like that. Took time for me too. Anytime that I needed to relax, I would do some meditations, or I started resorting to yoga, and bubble baths are amazing. Like when you just need to wind down at the end of like a hard day, it's so nice just to enjoy a nice hot bath. So I did no tracking of any sort. So ovulation tracking, that was like out the window. I didn't even bother to do that, just less stress. I had a really good morning routine where I was waking up early in the morning, being really productive, and almost having a schedule for my day. But it started out with like a healthy breakfast. I did some yoga, did some meditation, or even visualization. You guys can look that up. There's a lot on the internet about visualization. I feel like it helped me a lot, again, like mind-wise, and just really balanced out my life and balanced out my days. And then I did no early pregnancy testing. I found that other cycles, I would literally start pregnancy tests and doing tests like a week after ovulation, and I knew that was way too early to even be testing, so it would kind of like let me down and discourage me for the rest of the month. So I decided no testing. I was gonna wait until my next period was due. So at the end of October, on October 28th, I decided that in the evening time that I was going to test, and lo and behold, I got a really faint line on one of my home tests and got super excited. The very next day, I got a hold of my gynecologist and told her that I had a positive test. She got me right in the day after to get some blood work done, and within the same day, she called me back that afternoon to congratulate us that we were finally pregnant. It was so overwhelming. I was like crying on the phone. I couldn't even believe it. I remember asking her a few times, "Are you sure? Like, I'm actually pregnant?" And she was like, "Yes, your numbers are good and everything's looking really well. So just keep up the good work and try to de-stress." So I focused on still a good morning routine and de-stressing when I could. So I found out on the 29th from my doctor that yes, we were indeed pregnant. My boyfriend, Kenneth, still did not know. So I had this like in my head for like years and years while we were trying, that when we finally got pregnant, I was gonna tell him in this big, like, spectacular way and like surprise him. And I was just so excited that literally I told him, and it wasn't in like the most spectacular way that I thought I would tell him. So I picked him up from work, and I had wrote a small little letter and put it in the dash of our car, and it just kind of read, "I will be so happy to meet you, Daddy, come July 2019. And so I put that in the dash of our car, and we had to go to the grocery store after he got off work. So we pulled into our grocery store and we parked, and I told him to look in the glove box, and he looked in, and there was like this piece of paper, and I said, "Take that piece of paper, open it up." And he opened it up and read it, and at first he just kind of like looked at me, and then I was like, "We're pregnant." And I think he was in a shock state, because he just kind of still was like looking at me, and I'm like, "Yes, like we're pregnant." And then he's like, "Oh," and then we kind of like congratulated each other. I mean, it was still special, and it was still a way that was surprising for him. But I really wanted this big spectacular thing, but it was really nice. It was between the both of us, and it was just one of those moments that I'll remember for a long time. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of like looking at my notes of all that I want to say, where I've been like off of my channel here for such a while. I do want to like update you guys right to present time. So sorry if this video is kind of lengthy, but there's literally like I said, I'm going into my 4th month of pregnancy now, so I'm just kind of catching you guys up. As for, I want to go over symptoms, but I'm not going to get like crazy into them. What I did is I broke it down into like the 3 months up till now. So in my 1st month, which would have been October, before even knowing that I was pregnant, I was waking up through the night a few times a night to use the washroom. And I was really starting to think that I had a UTI or something was going on. But that's what I narrowed it down to. I was like, oh wow, like I think I've got a urinary tract infection or something. Like this just isn't me. Like I don't wake up through the night. So it was really odd. I did notice that before getting my positive pregnancy test, I had sore and tender breasts, and I would normally get like that before my periods anyway, so I really didn't take that as like a huge sign of anything being any different. And sorry, I'm like really out of breath today. That's something else with pregnancy. The extra blood volume that women get through pregnancy, we tend to struggle a little bit more with shortness of breath. So I'm sorry if I'm like taking these big breaths. I don't mean to. After finding out that I was pregnant, I started noticing that I was feeling really tired throughout the days. Like I wasn't napping throughout the days, but I was just noticing that come late afternoon, I'd get to like a point of where I'd be crashing and like low energy. I had quite a bit of cramping in my lower abdomen and my lower back, and also my hips. This is my second pregnancy, so I was told that, you know, the body changes a lot quicker in your second and third pregnancies and so on. I had heartburn right from the early start up to now. I still have heartburn. I gained about 3 to 4 pounds in the last month or two. I started out with my weight at 107 pounds and I'm now up to 110, so I've gained that so far. In my second month, in November, I noticed that I was using the washroom a lot throughout the nights and the days. I started getting headaches. TMI here, but I ended up with quite a bit of diarrhea. Sometimes pregnancy will give you either constipation or diarrhea, and I had that. I had morning sickness to the point that I was smelling lemons to give me relief of the nausea, and I hardly had an appetite because of the morning sickness. My breasts were still sore, but they were also becoming fuller. I was still getting tired, but I was taking naps in the afternoon. Like, it was a crash in my energy enough that I was taking naps, and I'm still currently quite tired throughout the days, and sometimes we'll have naps in the afternoon. And now into my third month, almost my fourth. My morning sickness has pretty much all gone away, so I'm really happy about that. My appetite is like awesome now that I'm not having the nausea, and I feel like I'm eating all of the time. My breasts are still full and becoming fuller and fuller. I've noticed that I've got quite a bit of dry skin, like all over my body, right from like my face, my stomach area, like legs and thighs, stuff like that. So dry skin. I still have lower back pain and hip pain, and a lot of that comes from my sciatica, and I've got it on both sides, unfortunately. So sleeping throughout the night is a little bit hard. I'm constantly switching sides because of my sciatica. I still, like I said, get heartburn, and depends on what I eat throughout the day. Sometimes it's worse and sometimes I have good days. And yeah, and I've also been having like crazy dreams. I guess because of extra hormones and things in a pregnancy, women will tend to have pretty bizarre and crazy dreams. So I've been dealing with that. And also this third month, I've been having a lot of moodiness and then emotional. So one minute I'm like moody, and my poor like partner, God bless him, because he's been putting up with me. Some days are pretty tough and I'm pretty moody, but he handles it really well, and I know he loves and supports me. So I'll give him thumbs up for that. And with the emotional part, some like little things that happen throughout my day just make me cry. It's like waterworks, and it's just a part of pregnancy, so I'm dealing with it. I had my first ultrasound back in November on the 19th, but I was only 7 weeks, just about to be 8 weeks, and the ultrasound technician said that everything was so small at that point, and the baby was so small. We seen it and everything, but it was just so small that they couldn't get good measurements and things like that. So they actually sent me back home, and they brought me back in for a second ultrasound once I was 10 weeks, which was December 11th. And we get to see the baby, and we get to see the heartbeat and its little like face and little nose and things. I actually got a picture that I will try to put up at the end of this. I'm not sure if I can do that yet. Editing videos is still hard for me, but I will try my best to do that, or I will put like a little video clip towards the end of our ultrasound picture of baby. At the second ultrasound, we also get to see the heartbeat, and it was at 161 beats per minute, and it's still around 160 to 165. And my due date, they said, is July 9th, 2019. And this time around, we decided, or I decided this time around, being pregnant my second time, that I wanted to go with a midwife rather than with our OBS clinic, which is in the hospital. I found midwives a little bit more, they're a little bit more open-minded when it comes to a woman wanting a more natural birth and really going on the mother's birth plan. I feel like doctors are just, they've got so much on the go and so many women at one time and clients to look after that sometimes your birth plan gets overlooked. So I made sure to go with a midwife this time around to make sure that I get the labor and delivery that I'm looking for, unless emergency, but I'm hoping all goes well. And yeah, today I am 14 weeks, and we decided to tell our families over Christmas. So I was 12 weeks once we started telling family, because we wanted to get over that 3-month hump to make sure that everything was healthy and the pregnancy was all good. So we got our pictures taken for Christmas, a family photo. So me and my partner Kenneth and my son Colin. And we had the family photos done, and my partner and my son, they had like a winter scarf, and they wrapped it around like my belly area. And on the scarf, we printed the word baby. And then with the pictures, we decided to do Christmas cards. And at the bottom of the card was wrote, the baby is coming to town, July 2019. So when we gave our families those cards for Christmas, they opened them up. Some of them got it right away and they were really surprised. Nobody knew. I told a few close friends, but like none of my family knew, or my partner's family didn't know. So everybody was really surprised and happy and thrilled for us, and we're really excited and cannot wait. And I'm excited to put this story and journey on and share it with you guys. It's just, I say to my partner all the time that trying for 4.5 years and now it's finally happening, it's so surreal, and I'm on such like cloud 9. Like, we're so happy and so thrilled, and it's just amazing to put this story out there to give other couples that may be going through infertility, to give them that push to be like, it's gonna happen, your time's gonna come, and it's gonna feel so surreal and almost scary because it seems like it's happening so fast, but so rewarding and exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, I'm not good at editing. I will try my best to get better at that once I have more gear to work with as well and more tools. And I will try to put a small video clip up of our ultrasound pictures. So, okay guys, well, take care. Bye.